So, now on to tonight's emergency debate. So the motion is this House will give back the Falklands. Speaking in proposition, we have Sielecki of Jesus and Paula Melendez of Kings. In opposition, Reese Edmonds of Kings and Jonathan Hughes of Homerton. I'm just going to run through the standing orders, although some of you may be familiar with. Points of information are encouraged, and they're not only to be made by speakers, but also by members of the floor. These can last for up to 15 seconds, and an opportunity to interject with an insightful observation halfway through someone's speech, or in particular in the middle 3 minutes of the 5-minute speeches. When you make a point of information, please wait for a microphone to reach you, as we are recording this debate. It's very helpful if you speak into a microphone for us to do so. State your name and your institution, so college or Anglo-Ruskin, that's where you go. There'll be 1 minute of protected time at the end and beginning of each speech, so you can't make points of information in that period. There'll also be a further opportunity for you to have your say in between the second and third speeches. You'll be able to make a 1 minute point from the floor. Same rules apply about waiting for microphones and stating your name and institution. So, with that said, I'd now like to call upon the first speaker of the proposition here to propose the motion that stands in his name. Here.
Right Honourable Chairman, Honourable Members of the House, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think for a second, not for a single second, that because you love Britain and every British subject, you can hold safely on this motion. Now let me start by being very clear about what I'm not going to say tonight. I'm not going to say that I hate or even dislike Britain. Not in the slightest. I'm not going to say that British people living in the islands should become Argentinian and they should go away. Absolutely not. I'm not going to claim that I like the way the Argentine government plays with this issue. But this debate is much deeper than the Argentine government. And I'm not even going to make reference to the 39, yes, 39 United Nations resolutions that support this motion. What I am going to say is that it is in Britain's interest to see the islands. I'm also going to say that a fair solution that will benefit both countries greatly while respecting the British nationality of the people living there, and that will honor justice, can be reached. And I am going to remind you that you, as members of this House, as symbols of the finest British education and reason, have a duty to remain lucid even when your government and your media are into nationalist emotions, just like me and the Argentine people. Now, it is in Britain's interest to visit the islands, as it will allow it to strengthen its diplomatic and economic influence all throughout the region. In November 2010, Secretary of Foreign Affairs William Hague defined the priorities of British foreign policy. The second one was to enhance its relations with Latin America. Now, if you consider that only 10 months later, UNASUR, which is the Union of all Latin American states, issued a statement rejecting, and I quote, British colonialism and its intolerable presence on the islands. No, thank you. It becomes clear that Britain's strategic interests are absolutely incompatible with keeping the islands. I don't know how many of you know this, but Margaret Thatcher herself considered it fair to want to see the islands for Argentina. In 1979, she instructed the foreign minister of Italy to make the transfer. In 1981, there were even meetings in New York to arrange a deal. The one and only reason why the agreement never failed is that Argentina at the time was ruled by a military dictatorship, and conservative members of the UK Parliament simply refused to leave British subjects under the authority of military dictatorship. But Argentina has been a stable democracy for 30 years now, and the Argentine people do not need to be held accountable for what a mad dictator who used to kill them on the streets did. Now, do you know how long it took for Britain to resume its relations with France after Napoleon was defeated? Anyone? 1 day. So tell me, why should Argentina keep waiting after 30 years? Ladies and gentlemen, this retrospective picture shows us what is pure and authentic in British rhetoric and what is simply not. The great truth is the end of self-respect and consideration.
What information?
Great line, yeah, sure.
Well, okay, this is, I'm essentially going to break it out. Microphone? Okay, I appreciate your figure, I really do, it's great. There are many points that I would like to elucidate. I don't agree with you that Margaret Thatcher was happy to sacrifice the islanders. I don't agree with you that it's going to help our position in the world, but I'll come on to those. The real thing I really take exception to is that you just said that we should respect the interests and wishes of the islanders. And this is the main point of the speech I'm going to make, is they overwhelmingly want to remain British.
Should be a question, listen, I will come to this. The great truth is the islanders deserve respect and consideration, but the great lie is that they are sacralized by the right to self-determination. It's not even Margaret Thatcher remembered this at this point. They want to be British, and they should But that doesn't mean the land they live in should be British, because they are an artificial population of 2,000, since no one else is allowed to settle there. It is basically like saying that if I go to Jersey Island with 2,000 Argentine friends, and don't let any British family, Jersey Island will become, yes, Argentinian. After all, where was self-determination when Hong Kong was coming back to China? Ladies and gentlemen, if Britain agreed to see the islands, a fair solution for everyone could easily be reached. The islands become Argentinian, but the present islanders remain British and self-governed with special jurisdiction. And Britain is guaranteed a strategic partnership with the fastest growing continent in the world, reinforcing its influence all throughout the region and fostering its credibility worldwide. In financial terms, it would end the need to subsidize transport and military presence in the islands, spending billions and billions every year in these kinds of crises. The great Winston Churchill once said, "The price of greatness is the responsibility to make difficult decisions." Honourable members of the House, there have been times in history when Britain was universally admired. That Britain was a highly reasonable, logic, and pragmatic one. That Britain would make the difficult decision. That Britain would understand that ceding the islands for Argentina is not only right and fair, it's also convenient and honourable. Dear members of the House, I am not even asking you to support this motion. I am urging in the name of reason and pragmatism, of justice and coherence, of Britain's values and Britain's interests, that you support the proposition tonight, that together we say yes to giving the islands back. Thank you very much.